Okay, so we're going to start with the stationary bike today. The big difference between the stationary bike and the recumbent bike is mostly personal preference. The other differences are that the stationary bike, because you're in a standing seated position, works more stability muscles. Although it's mostly based on personal preference, the stationary bike mimics more natural movements, such as a road bike or a mountain bike, and it also engages some of your upper body because you have to stay erect. So when you're getting on a stationary bike, what you can do is adjust the level of the seat so it's in line with your hip.
That's good.
And then you can use the handles to get on safely. And there's also some foot things that you can use to either you can put your feet in them or you can have them out. That's mostly based on preference. Okay, so for these type of equipment and other types of equipment, you can either do a program or you can do a quick start, and it's good when you first begin just to do a quick start, and this just allows you to get going and you can play with some of the other features that are available. An important one to be aware of is this level of intensity, and this controls the resistance. That is, yeah, that's right. That the resistance that you feel at your feet, and the benefit of the recumbent and stationary bikes is they're really safe pieces of equipment, and because they don't bear as much weight, unlike a treadmill or other types of equipment. They're easier on your joints. And as I said, the difference between the two, besides the recumbent bike and the stationary bike, besides personal preference, is that it engages your stability muscles and some of your upper body. So we took a look at your park view, and everything's good. There's no concerns there. Some of the reasons why it's important to do some of the reasons important to do cardio and physiological responses to cardio to warm up is that it releases synovial fluid in the joints and prevents friction of the joint cavity. It enhances neuromuscular coordination by stimulating motor units, and it increases body temperature and warms up the muscles to help prevent injury. It also gradually increases heart rate to deliver blood and oxygen to muscles, and mentally prepares you for the workout to come.
So this is my warm-up?
Yeah, and so during the warm-up, what you want to do is slowly allow your body to gradually make changes and adapt. And a warm-up should be intense enough to raise your heart rate, but not so intense as to increase the lactic acid in your system. So start slowly and gradually increase the intensity. And it's important to include aerobic warm-ups as well as dynamic range of movements. So this can be, in addition to warming up on a piece of equipment, you can also do full range of movements with your body parts afterwards, and you want to ensure that you're doing movements in your warm-up that may not be included through the use of a cardio piece of equipment. So raising your arms and your legs kind of laterally, because in this motion you're just primarily using forward. And then, so for monitoring your heart rate, this is a newer machine, and machines like it have these heart rate sensors. And so what you can do is you press heart rate control, and then it asks you for the duration of your workout, so the time, and then it'll ask you for your age, and it'll ask you for and then it gives you your target heart rate. And then what you're able to do is monitor your heart rate using these sensors. Now, if your heart rate isn't is lower or higher than average. There's a couple other ways that you can monitor your heart rate exertion or your heart rate, and that's through one method is called your perceived rate of exertion, and this is basically how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10, and you want to stay between, so 10 being unbearable, can't do it at all, and 1 being not challenging at all. And when so for perceived rate of exertion, you want to work between 4 and 7, and so you want to challenge yourself. You don't want to be working too hard. You don't want to be working too easy. The method provided here, it gives you your target heart rate zone, which is it gives you your heart rate minimum and your heart rate maximum, and asks you to stay between it, and generally that's 70 to 85% of your maximum heart rate.
Where does it show that?
Right here. And then another thing, another way to measure your heart rate is through your talk test. And for the talk test, what you can do is, if you can't speak at all, then you're working out too intensely, and if you don't have any trouble carrying on a conversation, then the workout isn't challenging enough. So you want to be able to carry out a conversation, but it shouldn't be easy and it shouldn't be too hard. Alright. And yeah, so there's a number of different features here that after you get orientated, you're more familiar with the equipment, you're able to use, such as fitness programs, bike programs, and then there's these things here that you can monitor your distance, the amount of calories burned, calories per hours, those sorts of things. So we'll let you go for a spin and enjoy that, and we can have a bit of discussion after your workout to see how things are going.
Okay, thanks, James.